Remember, this entire manga and every manga on this channel is hand-drawn by myself, and now you too can learn exactly how to make your own viral Dragon Ball mangas at www.makemanga.com, where you can learn directly from me. My mangas have got me on TV, on newspapers, and even earned me over $60,000 a month on Patreon alone. And now, you can click the link in the description and pinned comment of this video and do it yourself. You only need to see the website to see just how many thousands of you are taking this opportunity right now. And don't forget also, the next video to this Ultra Vegito series has already been made and is live now on my Patreon right now for over 4,500 of you incredible fans to watch after this. Again, links are in the pinned comment and description. Enjoy.
What did you say about those clones? Talk now, before it's too late!
So our story continues with an enraged devil Vegito, finally transformed back into his strongest form, after his new opponent had proven too much even for the green seraphim. But with his teeth gritted, on his mind right now, as black lightning would burst in all directions, would be what the new devil had meant by the clones that Vegito had just killed of his loved ones not being clones at all.
Did you not hear me? Maybe I need to get closer, clown!
And with fury, the armored Saiyan with 4 blackened wings would stamp his way forward, sounding more like a 10-ton giant than a single mortal, as every step forward would smash deep into the ground, eventually leaving us with a bird's eye view of craters indented into the planet rather than just footsteps, with Vegito continuing to yell,
"Spit it out now!"
Steady on now, child. You'll pass out if you yell any louder. But remaining amused up above, folding his arms, Gaiba would look down, continuing, "I meant exactly what I said, God Killer. Those were never clones, and even you could tell by the way their warm blood splattered all over you. They were real. Your real friends and family, murdered by your hand. And now they've died here. Not even I know where the hell they are now."
What?
Taking Vegito by surprise on the ground, but unwilling to just accept the new devil's word, he would respond,
"That's not true! That's not true at all! Without evidence, this means nothing, chump! Who the hell would have even sent them here? Lucifer!"
Well, at least you know they must have been killed by a demon to be sent to the demon realm. That part is true at least. But it wasn't just Lucifer, no. Some were done in by his guards. Maybe some by the old demon emperors who roamed the mortal realm. But I'd say most were sent here by Whis. As with a devilish grin, somehow knowing exactly how this would hit the God Killer, Gaiba would finally reveal to Vegito the return of Whis, alive and well, and supposedly not even on his side anymore.
Whis! That can't be! He's dead!
This info, of course, instantly blindsiding Vegito into a state of shock. As frozen still, his mind would try to compute such an idea before...
Nonsense! It's all lies! I saw Whis commit a cardinal sin right before my eyes! He's gone, and he would never do what you're saying! I won't ever believe you!
I had a feeling you wouldn't. But too bad, it's all true. But not bothered at all, Gaiba would just continue to stare forward, as if everything he was saying was nothing but reality, as he would begin explaining, yes, you saw dear old Whis commit a cardinal sin, disobeying his god of destruction and acting on his own. You saw him erase. But where do those who commit cardinal sins go when they die? You saw it with Dai, who stands here too. They go to the demon realm. And Whis, when he arrived, did the unthinkable. It seems from the very start, Whis was a double agent who directed your entire life and story up until this very point. He met with Lucifer, he shook his hand and made a deal. A deal to find a new vessel, finally worthy of bringing back the devil. A vessel who he had supreme confidence could remove the gods, defeat Dai, and with enough darkness within him to truly bring out the best of Lucifer's return. That vessel, of course, being you, Vegito, the so-called God Killer, made of two Saiyans with unlimited potential. Is it starting to make sense, my dear brother?
No! Whis! Release me to help me! He isn't like the rest of them! He couldn't be!
This influx of revelations now causing the God Killer to sweat, his body itself trembling, unwilling to accept such a trust-shattering piece of information. But regardless, Gaiba the new devil would already be one step ahead, placing a hand out with a smile saying, you mentioned needing proof. Well, allow me to show you all you need to see. A look into the past at just what this so-called angel had been doing.
Isn't that...
As in front of Vegito, a black portal that seems extremely familiar would open right in front, and within it, an image from the past.
What? Fighting? What the hell is he showing me?
As Vegito would only get closer, looking into what Gaiba was trying to show.
Ah!
Get off me, you creep! As in a surprise sight, we would see the blonde beauty, Android 18, showing a rare angry side, slamming her hard as iron fist right onto what looks like a completely shocked demon. Sending the creature instantly to fly back to an early grave, crashing into a hard wall surface in the distance. Ha! Unlucky for you. I've got more experience than you think hitting on boldies. Standing pleased with herself, in a smile, wearing her gym tracksuit. but the confidence would fade when the sunlight would suddenly as well, as all around Android 18, a darkness would fall as if a sudden eclipse was now in effect.
Silly woman!
Oops! 17! As much to the fright of the young lady, right behind her, a fiery enraged demon would be up in arms and claws to attack her from behind, approaching rapidly until... Ha! Not today, pal! Until in a flash, twin brother Android 17, the winner of the Tournament of Power, would emerge with a speedy dispatch of the demon in one powerful roundhouse kick, instantly knocking out the creature. Krillin's made you slower, sis. I wouldn't have had to save you back in the day. Leaving 17 to land softly back to back with his sister to watch her 6, a smug smile on his face as he would tease her. But 18, looking back, would be quick to respond. Save me? Yeah, right. You boys always want to think you're heroes, don't you, Mr. Ranger? And playing with her luscious blonde hair with her eyes closed, she would then playfully continue, Don't act like you were the good older brother back in those days. We both know it was 16 who used to save us. If anyone was a hero, he was. And with that, a memory would re-unlock for Android 17, as looking to the sky with a fond smile, he would begin reminiscing. 16. Wow, I almost forgot about that guy. He really was a strange one, but also strangely cool. The way he cared for animals, even as an android. He's a big part for even why I'm a ranger now. Man, if the three of us were together again, this would have been just like old times. You know what they say, three's a party. 17! I don't want to alarm you, but it doesn't look like we're finished here. Huh? Stand back, 18! Who goes there? Show yourself! As immediately, both androids would have their alarm bells ringing, detecting the slightest of movements in the distance. And as they would stare forward at the rising black smoke of their previous battles, behind a large rock feature, a certain blue-skinned creature, unlike any of the demons they had just fought, would begin to walk forward and reveal itself. Well, what a surprise to see you two here. 18 and 17, son. Huh? Whis? As in probably the most unexpected sight for the brother and sister, revealing himself in front of them, would be none other than the angel Whis, smiling away with his hands behind his back, seemingly with nothing out of the norm about him. Leading to 18 even questioning from behind, Whis, what are you doing here? How did you even know we were here? I thought I heard from Goku. You died or something? But the confident 17 would just strut forward with a smile letting out, well, obviously not, 18. I always did think it was weird an angel could die. But looks like if he's here, we're going to get our party of 3 after all. Before coming to a stop, where 17 with complete trust would then extend his arm for a handshake, whispering as he would do so, Welcome, friend. I haven't seen you since the tournament. Sorry for going MIA, but a ranger's job is never done. No, it is I who is sorry, 17-san. As Whis, unfortunately looking back, would only suddenly activate his red seraphim, but also stare completely coldly with his cryptic words until... As with a powerful and swift strike, Whis would slap 17's face so hard, his entire skull would appear to rotate with such speed and intensity, it would look like it was moving past the angle of human possibility. 17! The impact leaving his poor sister to scream out in panic, as only in her view would she see the true extent of what Whis had just done to her brother. 18? No! No! As in a horrific sight to see of the winner of the Tournament of Power, Android 17 would be seen with his head spun completely around 180 degrees to face the other way, and cruelly to face his sister. Himself already dead, with his neck snapped, with the light of his eyes fading as the seconds would tick away. 17! Until finally, his body would give way, falling first to his knees and then flat onto his stomach, though his lifeless face would still be the wrong way. You pay for what you did! I hate you! The sight leaving an emotional 18 with tears in her eyes to immediately do all that she knows, flying in to hopelessly attack Whis. But standing with his hand immediately in response, Whis would be completely calm. Too calm, in fact, as he would respond, "No, 18-san, I will not pay, for we both have sins to atone for." As instantly, just like that, penetrating right through her chest, a blast would be let off by the angel that would smash right through a shocked 18's torso. A soft groan being let out as 18 too now would fall back, her mouth agape in her dying breaths, eventually landing on the ground as the back of Whis' head would be seen watching on. 2 down, many more to go. Perhaps I should visit Yamcha-san next. As with a stoic, devoid of emotion face hidden in darkness, the evil next actions of Whis would seemingly be pre-planned and premeditated.
What? Whis? Why? Why would you do this?
The scene finally returning to Vegito, but with his face in complete utter disarray. His eyes not even able to believe what he had just seen, as every image and belief he had about his once savior had now been trampled on.
No!
And as if the emotional turmoil had struck him physically also, his body would then just collapse immediately onto his hands and knees.
17! 18! He killed them! He killed them all! Whis! How could you do that to me? Do you know who I am?
But as he would look down, his teeth would forcibly grit, trying his best to contain his anger and fury. Uh-oh, he's mad. Whis is in for some trouble, isn't he? But as Gaiba would watch on, continuing to play more of Whis' murders, Vegito, even on the ground, would involuntarily begin generating power, as wind and smoke would begin rotating wildly around him.
I'll kill you, Whis!
Until finally nothing left could be held in, and in a roar as black lightning would explode, Vegito would begin screaming to the sky to meet with the angel.
So he's the one who sent them here. He was the demon that killed them. And he's the one who made them attack me too. That sick freak. The minute I'm out here, he will be my first kill.
As now, all the rage would be plastered on Vegito's countenance, creating pulsating veins even on his face. But as Vegito would be stewing in his own thoughts and anger, right in front, Gaiba, with his tail and all, would swiftly land on the ground. Looking at Vegito as he would let out, yes, well, he did send them to the demon realm, but he wasn't who transported them to this sector. Nor was he the one who altered their minds to attack you. No, of course not. Because that was me! As with a final close-up of his devilish grin, Gaiba would reveal he was the one who actually orchestrated Vegito's recent failure. The murder of his friends and family inadvertently by his own hand. And all just for his own enjoyment.
What? You?
This revelation freezing the God Killer in place as his mind would begin ticking, knowing there was no Whis for him to explode on, but now at least another, who had arguably done even worse. And in a final crescendo, with nothing holding him back, everything would come to light. Literally, as in a gigantic power-up, the God Killer's entire body would be lost in a violent red aura that seems to emulate his boiling Saiyan blood. His roar soon descending into one fit for a devil, as while his aura would shoot up into the Earth-like skyline, blowing wind, grass and dirt in all directions, Gaiba would remain standing watching. There we go! Now this is the Vegito I know. Show me your hatred. Show me what happens when the strongest of all is crossed. And not just watching, but enjoying every moment of this with his arms folded in the biggest of grins, not fazed or in fear at all until... With a sudden grunt, all power-ups would end and a darkness would befall, as if the dragon Shenron had just been summoned. All that would be seen would be the dead eyes of Vegito. 3 red seraphim to be exact before...
You're going to pay! Both of you are!
As moving from the floor instantly into fighting position right in Gaiba's face, the God Killer would display unimaginable speed, force, and velocity, ready to annihilate the new devil before he even had time to react. As with one violent swing, the God Killer would smash down with everything he had right onto Gaiba's skull. The impact being so strong, the new devil's body would practically vanish, collapsing under the force, or at least it would seem so, leaving all that would be left to see being a giant dust cloud from the destructive force, with no sign or sound of the devil. That is until Vegito's eyes would be seen shifting to his left with speed. As with jet-like speed, something would be heard from behind the God Killer, careering straight towards him.
In your dreams!
But with his partial devil transformation, especially after absorbing Rani, his speed and reaction times would be on another level, immediately ducking under, not allowing a single hair to be seen. The result being an explosion in the far distance. But not before Vegito would turn instantly and already shoot off like a rocket straight in the direction of the blast. In front of him, of course, being Gaiba.
What? How is he so fast?
That witch Rani improved him this much, leaving Gaiba uncontrollably with a hint of fear, as he would wonder how the God Killer would move so perfectly and confidently.
Fool! I was this fast even before that woman!
But these thoughts would hardly have any time to cultivate, as almost instantly, Gaiba would then be grabbed by the throat, being pushed back with speed like he were weightless, shooting all the way down like a Kamehameha blast, but just to collide straight for a wall of hard stone. But ultimately, it would only be Gaiba that would then be seen implanted into the wall like an installation, while Vegito would remain in front just staring. So, this is the power you gain trying to get to me, huh? Impressive. As even while now clearly damaged and bleeding from the mouth, he couldn't help but notice the improvements in Vegito.
Glad you like this, you sadist. But here, I have something even better for you to experience.
As a nonchalant Vegito, in return, would just respond by creating a demonic generation of energy within his palm.
Tell me how this feels, Gaiba!
As facing his palm straight at the new devil stuck on the wall, as the ball of energy would continue to concentrate, a demonic look and smile would overcome Vegito, himself enjoying every second.
What? This energy! This feels like Lucif's!
But in a flash, Gaiba would be caught in the God Killer's power, encompassing him entirely to the point he would appear as not much more than mere sketch lines. Instantly blasted in a wave of merciless energy, surrounded in black thunder and lightning, eventually leaving just a carved out landscape in front, with the God Killer commenting,
Somehow, I don't think impressed is the word you would use now, Gaiba.
And Vegito would be right, as in the aftermath, all that would be left would be the bloody and dismembered, disfigured floating skull of Gaiba, his whole body seemingly evaporated, as the new devil would shout, "No! You can't have power like that! You couldn't!" But once again, the God-Killer would have no time for such monologues, with his devilish clawed hand immediately grabbing onto a shocked Gaiba, before moving it back roughly with his arm, like he were holding a mere baseball until...
Quit playing and show me what else you have! How dare you!
With a forceful toss, Gaiba's mangled face, the only thing left of him, would be thrown straight across the battlefield, his heavy head bouncing across the ground like a basketball. Before finally reaching a stop, where an enraged Gaiba with just one eye left would grumble, "What else I have? I assure you, you're more aware than most of what else I can do." As instantly after that mysterious line, his damaged face would suddenly explode into an expanse of purple goo, before rising up slowly to a full humanoid size. Immediately then recreating his entire body once more, as in Majin Buu style familiar scenes, Gaiba would show just how indestructible he really was. As now grinning looking up, he would let out, "Do you know how long it's been since I had to do that? I used to have to do it all the time. I'm surprised I even remember how to." But shock would then overflow him, when just as soon as he would be good as new,
"You're too fast!"
As appearing like an otherworld shadow right on his heel, the God-Killer would already be there to slam his hand right into Gaiba's chest, smashing through his armor as blood would immediately seep out.
It's not that I'm too fast. It's that you're too slow. I missed that one chapter. You were on my level. What a shame.
As when we would get a full view, the true state of Gaiba's damage would be seen, his body not moving, as if unable to do much more. But making use of his Buu-like purple goo, from his back would sprout a splash of the material, covering Vegito's arms instantly, as if purposely locking him in. Well, now that you've started, don't run away now. Stay still while you become one with me. But as the goo would start enveloping Vegito in a familiar way, the God-Killer, surprisingly, would be all smiles, saying,
Absorption, huh? Guess you're trying to be like me again. Too bad. I have no problems staying where I am.
"Oh really? Let's see how that works out for you." As when we would then see the two figures again, and Gaiba's goo continuing to spread further, Vegito's words would seem odd until... Inside, Vegito's hand would move further into Gaiba's body, and within it, begin producing a shining ball of energy.
What? Wait! No! You said let's see! So, let's see!
leaving Gaiba in momentary shock, trying to bring back his purple material and escape before... In a tremendous explosion, once more his body would be lost, as both warriors would now be caught in an infernal semisphere of energy. But of course, Vegito would hardly be fazed, jumping back immediately, but along with him, a rain of purple splodges that would fall around also from Gaiba's destroyed body.
This feels like deja vu.
With even Vegito looking around, remembering all too well a similar incident from the Boo saga. But as he would stare around, each of these miniature pieces would begin to wriggle, leading to Vegito preeminently predicting...
So I guess this is the part where they all rejoin. This guy is just like Boo. He's just like me.
As expected, instantly they would all jump in size, morphing before Vegito, before speeding towards the middle to join with one another.
If that's what you're going to do, I'll just blow you up again!
As annoyed, the God Killer would lift out his palm, ready to stop the formation until...
Hold it!
Trust me, Vegito. You'll want to see this. Until a mouth formed on the goo would let out a cryptic message. And with that, a foot would form, then an arm, and then a mysterious fur shoal.
Ring any bells, God Killer?
As Gaiba, now reformed, would be wearing a different outfit. An outfit that seems to be all too familiar with Vegito and with us.
Wait, here's the final piece.
As now the band which held his long hair at the back would snap, causing his hair to rise into spikes. And then, one by one, the two signature spikes of his hair would fall, creating two bangs.
It really is good to meet again finally, brother. What? You're me!
As in Gaiba's final reveal, he would show himself as true Demon Vegito all along. The same Vegito that fought at the end of Season 1, and with Purple Seraphim now to go along with it. Understandably, leaving our Vegito in complete shock, as staring him face to face would be the so-called greatest evil of the demon realm, aka the God Killer himself.
But that was it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag me in the comments down below and let me know just what the hell is going on now. Or just find out what happens right now on my Patreon, where you can see the full next video, fully voice acted, soundtracked and edited for you to enjoy, with over 4,500 plus other fans, as well as getting access to 250 plus other fan mangas too. It's the deal of the century.